G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We're here on the brand new expansion with a brand new patch to watch two brand new civilizations face off against each other. We got two absolute banging civilizations, two of my favorites of course. Let's get to it. In the west of the map, currently rank 123 on the ranked ladder. Playing as the Japanese in the color yellow, we've got Roland. What? His name's just Roland. I'm sorry. Anyway, he'll always be referred like that. And on the east side of the map in the color purple, playing as the Jussi's Legacy, currently rank 96. It's Mattiz. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying this Age of Empires 4 content, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on the video. It really helps out with the traction of the channel. Let's talk a little bit about this opening. We got ourselves a little bit of an eco opening here. Working with a dock early on. He's going to be trying to squeeze in as many fishing boats as he can. How many will we see? Often on this map, players will neglect the central location, the central pond. But today we do not see that. Roland is going to be rolling his way to a nice economic lead early on in this game. How many vills does he go up to though? Because you got a couple of, or how many fishing boats do you go up to? You've got a couple of options as to how you play this. And to be honest, one of the things I would love to see from the Japanese on this map is like a Dark Age tilt, right? There's so many things going on in the Dark Age for the Japanese. And it's about leveraging that Dark Age as much as you can, trying to get a big advantage out of it. I reckon there's a world where you could open up with... Can you make samurai? You can make samurai in the Dark Age. I'm 99% sure. I'm actually... Sad villager noises right here. Alright, so for anybody wondering why I'm calling out sad villager noises, it's because the walking distance on these villages is significantly longer than the villages or the straggler trees here. So I'm going to have to call the macro police on him early on in this game. Only 2 minutes through, so if you'd like to have the macro police called on you, make sure you check out the Patreon. Normally what we want to do is we want to try and focus on our straggler trees first, because the walk distance for these straggler trees is a lot shorter than out to these longer ones. We want to eventually get a lumber camp down. We want to make sure that we throw it down on that wood line. But before we do that, we want to make sure we almost exhaust all of our straggler trees. And I appreciate this can be tempting, but it's one of those things where the macro police do need to attend. They do need to issue a citation here because that ain't pretty macro, baby. Anyway, on the other side of the map, let's check in with what is definitely pretty macro. Have a look at this. We got 30, we got 60, we got 108 right there. That is some absolutely beautiful meditation gardens, and not to mention the fact it is safe underneath the town center. Really, really nice. Me personally, I would have tried. I don't think you can probably get it. With the meditation gardens, it's always about, you know, like trying to test the limits of it. But I think these berries have spawned a little bit too far away, which means if you went for something in the middle here, you're not going to be able to pick them both up, unfortunately. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I think this is definitely definitely the best option that he's got. So very well read there by Mattiz. A strong, solid opening here. So it looks like it's going to be 5 fishing boats to start off for Roland early on in this game. Now keep in mind, his opponent is about to hit the feudal age. He has not even come close to aging up yet. And this is a consequence of... Okay, he has fixed this up. Well done, Roland. Look, if you write an appeal, I'm sure we can get that citation reviewed. You know, especially because it's your first offense. You know, we're happy to be a little bit lenient when it comes to the macro police, but have a look at this. Speaking of macro police, look at that. We are going for a second TC early on in this game. Roland doing the right thing. And I like this, okay? This makes a lot of sense. Going into that second TC, because one of the big things that happens early on in this game is when you go for that second town center, there's a deficit, right? Because you've got to spend... 4 villagers need to be on food all the time to make sure you're training villagers. When you go for 2 TCs, it needs to be 8 villagers. So it means that those 4 villagers, instead of working towards units, are working towards villagers. And because of that, it makes sense to have these fishing boats out here, because now, essentially, you're getting villagers for free. Except for this guy right here. What are you doing, lady? Where do you think you're going? Are you trying to get on that fishing boat? The pool's closed, lady. It ain't happening today. Daimyo men are coming through. Now for Roland, a little bit of an early upgrade to the Daimyo. Looking for that age up through. Still going to take some time to get here. There's a part of me that thinks that you can open with Samurai here as well. I feel like a Samurai opening wouldn't actually be terrible. Because the idea is, if your enemy pushes up here with an outpost or tries to, you know, nullify you with an outpost, you're just going to be able to repel it. This villager. Don't make me issue a citation again. One of the things that you often see are players with outposts look to come out here, throw an outpost here, and then, you know, get your arrow slits in, and it pretty much nullifies this entire central pond. But does Matiz even realize he's out here? He does spot this, and he does see the fishing boats. Yet there's no real response from him. Second TC going to be coming up. Matiz not even going into Song Dynasty. Oh, Matiz. You know what? I'm not going to issue a... I know Macro Police has been working overtime already this game, but one of the things is, with Song Dynasty, you reduce the cost of that town center down by a huge amount. Instead of paying 400 wood, you're only paying 240. So you're essentially losing 160 resources, and I appreciate this is a pretty quick TC. But what if I told you there are build orders that get you Song Dynasty and this town center up at the exact same time that he got it? There you go. That's the power of having that second one. But anyway, we'll roll on with it. Kura Storehouse now coming through for our Japanese player. And I think we've got ourselves a little bit of a passive opening here. Now, if we check in with our Japanese player, he is slowly working his way around the base. I'm curious to see how he reacts to this. I've got a sneaky suspicion that the Japanese player is just going to go 2 TC Fast Castle. I think that's definitely the best response. From a Japanese perspective, it makes a lot of sense to do. Because you have got the power of the Mounted Samurai. The Mounted Samurai, to me, it feels almost like an overpowered unit in the Castle Age. Early Castle, it feels incredible. Because one of the big things that it does is it neutralizes the charge of enemy knights. So one of the common things that you see from the Chinese, the English, it's this fast castle into knights. You don't really see it from the English anymore. They kind of play spear crossbow a little bit more of a stable style. But one of the common things that you see from, you know, Chinese Jusi is that fast castle, 2 TC, and then into the knights or lancers, and then looking to pick up relics as well. And you can really do quite well against that sort of opening with your Mounted Samurai. So I wouldn't be surprised to see double fast castles coming out from both of these players. Matiz is still with plenty of villagers on wood, though. What is this all about? Is he? Oh, he's going 3 TC. Matiz is going 3 TC? Okay. I think this is actually a smart move from Matiz. This is a smart move from Matiz because, well, it's about scaling, right? And if you know that your opponent's going 2 TC, which he does, these guys are both very good players, both obviously Conqueror 3, you know, one of them just outside the top 100, the other one just inside the top 100. So very competent players. They know exactly what is up. They've scouted it out. What's the response from Roland, though? Because Roland's scout's actually not in position. He's just kind of searching the map. How's he done for the map? Well, let's have a look and see. Yeah, both of these players doing pretty well. Matiz leaving most of the unexplored part behind the base of his opponent, which definitely works out well because he can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, scout his opponent and scout that side. But have a look at this. We are going fast castle and we are going there quickly. Only 4 villagers on wood for the moment. Stables up and he's going to pop a Bannerman out. I love this. I absolutely love this. This is so smart. Why is this so smart? It's so smart because, once again, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You want to get that stable up for Castle Age anyway. But here you can afford to get a single knight out, or in this case, an Bannerman. Put on a little bit of pressure towards the enemy, then hit the Castle Age behind it anyway. Now, where does he look to put on pressure? Because for me, there's one gaping hole in this position that Matiz has gone for. He threw the second town center down on stone, but the third TC, instead of putting it on the gold, where it should be, he put it on the wood. And that's fine. But there is a problem with that. Now, he does have spears out, so he should be able to defend relatively okay against it. But keep in mind, there is deflective armor in play. It's going to be powerful here. So he's going to need to make sure he's got plenty of spears out town center. We'll spot this out, and he sees the villager on the front. Says, hey, how you going? Don't mind me. Villager's going to be forced away, but he should be able to get at least 1 villager for his hard work. Indeed he does. Now backing away. Town center cops him a couple shots. He loses about 80 health there, but he is absolutely A-okay. 1 villager for 80 health. I'll take that any day, he says. But in the middle of the map, worker count starting to look good. Now keep in mind, the longer this game goes, the better it's going to get for Roland. You've got to remember, in the late game, one of the keys here... Oh, Shaolin Monastery coming up. He's got to be looking to try and contest... have a look. Oh, my lord, have a look at this. Timings on this fast castle are impressive. Considering he went for this early little fish pond... you know, I'm still trying to work out if this is actually the right approach. Because if we get this town center down at 5 minutes, compared to 7 minutes, you're missing out on 6 villagers. And I know you might say, but Drongo, it's 6 villagers and you've got 7 fishing boats here. Yeah, that's true, but the fishing boats only last for maybe 10 minutes if you're lucky. After that 10 minutes, they're gone. They're done. They're dusted. Nice attempt. Not going to be able to find that villager, though. Only the 1 worker kill so far this game. Floating Gate coming up with 17 villagers. No Shaolin Monastery production at the moment. He's looking to try and come back in for that low health villager, but looks like he might actually be overextending here. You can see there's a couple of low health villagers in 11 health on the Bannerman. He's going to continue just hiding his opponent around, running around in circles, and you can see if he actually charges onto that villager, he will find it. Bannerman comes in with the upgrade. See that little skip in the unit. But now, straight away, Yorishiro is out. I don't know why he appeared over on that side, and it is going to go into the stable. So looking straight into Mounted Samurai. Definitely the right call here. Wants to pull the Umabenaman back. Because remember, with your Shinto priest, even though it can pick up relics, one of the other things that it can do... where is he? He can heal. He's a religious unit. So you bring this Benaman back, and you're not going to have to fork out a whole bunch more cash for another one of those. But now with the 3 TCs up, the economy for Matthias continues to grow. I just realized he wasn't Song Dynasty this whole time. Man, I don't know. I mean, he did get the age up from the Shaolin Monastery, so maybe that was his plan all along. But let's do some quick math here. 1,200... 600, that's 1,800 total. 15% off 1,800. You're looking at 270 resource discount. The 270 resource discount is nullified completely by the town center because it drops from 400 down to 240, which is 160 for each of them. Means 320. So it's just not worth doing. I mean, he does also get a discount off the Jiangnan Tower, but you already get that discount anyway when you go Song Dynasty for the first time. So, yeah, to me, it's a bit of a head scratcher. Maybe Matthias has got to... Maybe he's got to visit the Patreon. Check it out. All right, well, we got... Sorry, Matthias. We got fishing boats in the center of the map, just chilling out idly. He's going to have to... He can delete these. To be honest, you could probably just throw them on a patrol route, but you're not really begging for housing space at the moment, so it's absolutely fine. But now the Mounted Samurai are going to be coming on the backside. Didn't heal up the Benaman. A little bit of an oversight, I would say. Because obviously, once you pick up the relics, those guys are just going to be chilling out. And oh, we see the Otomusha coming out. I'm loving this. Oh, I'm loving this. This is such a smart move. These guys are going to be... And now we see why we should have healed up our Umabenaman, because it just went down very quickly. It's an expensive unit, right? Like, you want to make sure that bad boy is alive. It is thriving. Couple of relics getting picked up slowly. It looks like he might be thinking about camping, though. Indeed, he's got a couple of units rallied towards that position, but doesn't realize that Matthias is on the way home with a relic at the moment. He does have one on the way. Second one will be coming in shortly. It doesn't show on the UI just yet. Have a look at this. Oh, he's not going to spot it. It is uphill, but he's rallied towards that angle. And now with the spears online, there's a lot of spears coming out for Matthias. I'm curious to see which angle Roland plays, because he can just continue making Onomusha and try and kite them away, which is a perfectly viable strategy. It's going to take time to do it, though. The other option is you go into archers, but it's a little bit of an investment to go into archers. You have to put down the archery range, like we see here. Actually, the Onomusha come from the archery range, don't they? They're not, even though they're mounted, they're not cavalry units, which is kind of funny because they're actually buffed up by the cavalry, the Uma Benaman. They're not buffed up by the archer Benaman, which is, it's a little bit funny, but I guess that's just the way it is. Upgrade starting to come through now for Roland. Look at this. He's focusing on that specialized pick, looking to pick up the, is it Ikare, I want to say? No, the Hizukuri. Spots out the relic. Wallolol attempt. Oh my lord, that looked like it could have been... There was a little bit of a stall early on, and I got worried because he kind of just walked in here and he was like, we could kill it. And then he changed his mind and then he's like, no, we'll kill it. Very well done there by Roland to commit. Could have been bad. Wall starting to come up as well. Big farm transition has arrived after that Song Dynasty. As you would expect, have a look at this. The granary's coming up. He's got a nice little spot behind the town, or behind the base here with this. Going for the double layer as well. So we've got triple granary here. You don't actually see the triple buff on any of these villagers, but a lot of them will be receiving that double buff. You can see all the villagers around here will be receiving the double buff. All of them on this side get the double buff as well, which is nice. But now, looking to try and siege this down. He's going to need to get walls up. When you're dealing with this kind of cavalry presence, your siege or your spears can only do so much. And it's really important that we get walls up ASAP. So you could probably wall from here over to the stone, and then the stone across to the wood line, and you're absolutely fine with that. Probably want to wall the front as well. But Matt is now on the defense. Looking to hold on a little bit longer. He's starting to build that villager lead. Now, one of the things to note is, with the Japanese, they've got really powerful units in the Imperial Age. Another Yorishiro coming in. I think that was, or was that a relic? No, it was a Yorishiro. He's going to be thrown in the forge. We can see the first one in the stable, second one in the forge. I think that's the second one. Unless he's put one in the TC. Doesn't look like he's put one in the TC. Am I blind? I may be blind. You guys will know I am legally blind. He's going to go for it. Oh, yeah, he does the right call, definitely. Shinto Priest would have taken him out completely had he not done that. Manages to snipe away one of those relics. He's got two in the hand at the moment. Keep in mind, a third one safe over on this side of the map. Will get chased away. Expect to see a Shaolin Monk shortly. He's got no one over here, but he does have one on the map at the moment. Now towards that top side, the archer numbers are starting to build here on a Musha. He's thrown in absolute... Oh my god, look at the Yumi Ashigaru. They are really coming out in force here. Now Roland going to be looking to hit over the top side of this fence. Good night, sweet prince. Villager 1 goes down. He's got the textile upgrade, so Villager 2 will not go down, but this is where it comes in on those walls. We can see the walls are coming up, but it's a little bit slow. We always want to try and get those walls up ASAP. We don't want just one villager working on it. We want to try and get as many as we can, as many as we can afford over there, because the reality is we've just lost, you know, 6, 7, 8 vills over here. Those villagers could have... It's a trap. It's a trap. He doesn't realize. Roland now going to be throwing away all of the cavalry. Oh, he's going to lock him in. Just lock him in there. I mean, at this point, you don't even need to. How's he going to escape? Death to the samurai. Is that a movie? I feel like it could be. How do they get out? Like, seriously? Are you serious right now? How do they get out? Is that just how good mounted samurai are? They just get out and they're like, hey, where are those villagers at, yo? Coming through. Big charges. Villager number 1 goes down. More spears joining the fray. Zhukanu numbers starting to build here, but have a look on the backside. The walls finally come up. Well done. Mattis securing the walls. It's a little bit late, though. He's lost 20 villagers already this game. And you can't help but feel... Look at the villager count. Look at the villager count. It was a massive mistake from Mattis not getting those walls up soon enough. Yumi Ashigaru numbers are building, though. A distinct lack of Bannerman here. He needs to have this Bannerman out ASAP to buff up these Yumi Ashigaru. They got their +1 range attack. Expect to see +1 or +2 range attack coming through as well. And look at the production coming out right now from the Japanese. Streaming across the map. This is exactly what you love to see from the Japanese. This is what they excel at doing. It's kind of like the English, but cooler. Slightly more plate mail. Plate mail? Is that the word? Plate mail? I think it is. Chainmail. Chainmail. That's the word I'm looking for. Chainmail. Slightly more chainmail. The samurai. Oh, a little bit of a wall right there. A little bit of a hole in the wall. He's broken through. You want to have that fixed up immediately, Mattis. He does. Very well read. And a Shinto priest comes in as well. He's like, have you heard about the good news, my friend? And they definitely had not heard about the good news, and they were refusing to listen to it at that point. That is not the word of their lord. We are Shaolin. Wait, Shaolin's not a religion, isn't it? What's Shaolin? I think it's like, is it a fighting style? Surely it's got to be a place, right? Above everything, it's a place. There's got to be at least one place in China that's called Shaolin. We can assume that much. But what is Shaolin? Like, if you said Buddhist monk, you're like, yeah, that's a Buddhist. A Shaolin monk? What's a Shaolin? I don't know. We're going to have to work that out. I'm going to have to do some Googling after the game. But Roland now, rolling his way on into the base of the opponent. Still yet to add in any siege, so it doesn't have any wheels, but does definitely have a decent presence of 4-legged animals on this map. Speaking of 4 legs, have a look at this. You guys know what it's going to be. It's going to be the Shogunate Castle on the way. I don't know what that's got to do with 4 legs other than I need to get the hell on out of here. Look at that bad boy. It is going to be empowering up all of these farms. Nice little 75% gather rate for you. Definitely going to be feeling good, but you're going up against some strong economic homeland back here for Mattis on the Juicy Legacy. The one thing that he's having trouble with are these relentless raids. We've seen them before. The question's going to be whether they stop. Spear's looking to chase away the mounted samurai, and I don't know who Roland is. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen him play before, but he is playing very well here. This is impressive with the raids. He's always staying on top of his cavalry. He's making sure that they don't really get backed into a corner, and if they do, he's always looking to try and pick them up. Able to take out a couple more villagers here. Now you see a 10-12 villager lead, despite only being on 2 TCs versus the 3 TCs. And now the Zhukunu, together with the Shaolin monk, going to have to be forced away from it. And Roland just rolling over the top of his opponent right now. Mattis needs to head back to the drawing board. You know what he needs? He needs a Nesta B. That's exactly what he's got in store for us right here. Do we see it? No Imperial official supervising just yet. Standing by, though. Ready to go. I'd love to see just, 4 or 5 Nesta Bs coming up. Throw a gate down here and just come in from the side. Come in from the flank so your opponent doesn't know. He's got decent line of sight, but I don't think there's any scouts here. Let's check in over on that base. See how he's doing. Have a look at this. Springald. He knows. He just knows. He can sense it. He's like, I think something is up here. Odachi on the way through as well. That's going to help out the samurais against any infantry units. We don't see many samurai on the field at the moment. Only 8 of them here. They're slowly building in number. Towards that top side, though. It's going to continue expanding. Walls starting to come up. Is it stone walls? It is stone walls. Definitely the right play at this stage of the game. You don't want to be going into palisades now. Nest of Bees get some decent shots off. Remember the Nest of Bees. I'm pretty sure they will bypass the deflective armor. So that's one of the ways you can counter the Japanese units. If you just have 27 Nest of Bees, you will be able to kill them through their deflective armor. Now Odachi coming in. Both players rolling their way towards each other's armies. It's one Springald versus the one Nest of Bees. Got a second Nest of Bees in the back line, and now we head into the cinematic mode as these armies look to face off against each other. Zhuge finally deciding, you know what, it's time to go. It's time to go, but he's going to fall back. He knows that the army is too powerful from the Japanese. He says there's way too many Yumi Ashigaru there. I don't think we can do it, Drongo. Springald trying to get some shots off. You can see he's yet to have that greased axles come through. He's just skating his way on through. Second Nest of Bees has arrived. He's going to get stuck at the door, though. Nest of Bees under fire, under siege, under threat. Cole Steven Seagal, rather. Big shot on that top side. He gets a nice little coverage. Springald is out. Will take out that Nest of Bees. Second one survives at the back here. Needs to pull villagers to get those repairs off, but the Zhuge Nu going to be doing enough work here. Springald doing a very decent job in this fight, allowing Roland to push on up to his opponent's base and roll over that army, but he's having a little bit of trouble now. But now the kiting is going to begin. Have a look at the Yumi Ashigaru. They're just going to walk up to all these units. Keep in mind they got the Bannerman here. I'm assuming they've got their +2 ranged armor, ranged attack as well, which means they're sitting on a total of 3 ranged attack. Indeed they are. Towards that top side, we see more Zhuge Nu beginning to make their way out. Gold Vein going to be secured as well for Matiz, but he has lost both of his Nest of Bees. The double Springald of his opponent has read exactly what Matiz was planning. And now Matiz heads back to the drawing board thinking, what am I going to do here? Now have a look at this. Roland is sitting on 6k gold. I don't know what this man is doing, but he's absolutely rolling in the stuff right now. I'm sorry, I'm going to be doing that a lot this game. What do we got for Yoroshiro's back here? Let's take a look and see, because you can see that there's actually no Yoroshiro in the queue. There's no Shinto priest in the queue. Nice little job by the Zhuge Nu here. So we've got one in the forge, one in the stable, and then we've got town center doesn't have one. Secondary town center doesn't have one. Another one in the forge down here, so that's 3. And then the 4th one is also in a forge. So he's got 3 in a forge and 1 in a stable. So my proposal at this point of the game is to delete the stable, right? Because what does the Yoroshiro give? It gives you increased production speed. So basically it turns this stable from 1 stable into 3 stables, which is great when you don't have a lot of production. But once you've got a lot of production, and if we check right now how much production he's got, you can see 6, 4, 2. We're talking about more than 14 production buildings. So that it starts to lose its impact. So the more gold income you can have trickling in, the better it's going to be for you as a Japanese player. So just this little macro tip from the Drongo. Hopefully you guys pick it up, use it for your game, and just remember that we only get 4 Yoroshiro now, so we have to be very careful about where we pick and put them. Nice little pick up here, though, for Matiz. He's going to look to pick up the reinforcements on the way. Springald's still standing strong. He's picked up the 3rd one, though, up towards that top side. Starting to see. Have a look at this horseman mass beginning to build. Veterancy is on the way. +2 ranged attack. Only +2 ranged attack is coming through now for Matiz. I can't believe I didn't pick up on that earlier. He's got so many Zhuge Nu out here. Not going into that 2nd range attack is a criminal offense. I'm going to say it. And now, look at those horsemen making their way onto the back line. The Springalds are out. Unfortunately, it looks like they will get eaten alive. Another Springald going to be coming out for the Juicy Legacy. Both of the Springs do go down. It's going to open up the battlefield for a potential Nest of Bee timing attack here. He's got a decent little push. He's going to be able to make his way back as the Palace Guards begin to chase through all of the ranged units, forcing them away from that front line. The Odachi wielding Japanese samurai are on the front line. They're looking to try and defend on this position. The wall is open here. He needs to make sure he's defending because he doesn't want to let his opponent come through here. The entire wall is up. It is safe. He is absolutely secure from any threat of the Juicy Legacy over on this north side of the map. No way. No way. Was that Imperial Age? I guess he had the gold to do it, didn't he? Indeed it was. Imperial Age coming through now for Roland. Where did he go with that landmark? I'm going to assume he went for the Taganashima Gunsmith. Indeed he did. Nice and safe along this bottom side. You can see the stockpile slowly building. I'm expecting we're probably going to see some Ozutsu. There they are. Joining the battle, but now the Springald's on the back. Not a whole lot back here. He's looking for elite upgrades, and Matiz has timed this perfectly. The crossbows together with the Zhuge Nu just teeing off on that front line. You can see the veteran samurai struggling here to stay alive. But at the same time, it's going to be an absolutely beautiful performance by Mattis as he kites away. Temple of the Sun going to be coming through for him, get that little bit of infantry movement speed. That's going to help out a huge amount against these samurai, and you can see how much damage the crossbows, together with the Jukunu, are able to do against this hard front line of the Japanese. But more and more units make their way through the wall. I love the fact that he's just left this little gate. He says, we don't need a gate. I'm just going to keep it open like this, just in case. Just in case you want to come through as well, Mattis, because I'm a nice guy. Tagadashima Gunsmith going to get worked down slowly. The veteran horseman, Imperial Age, comes through. There it is, the Temple of the Sun. He gets that little bit of a boost of infantry movement speed. We'll be able to help him kiting out the elite units. Do we see elite upgrades on the way? Doesn't look like it. It's a lot of gold that it's going to take. But now the nest of bees firing into the center of mass. Absolutely massive shot. He's not even reacting. He should have just gone and followed up with a second shot right there. We do see a bit of a reaction from Roland. He's slowly rolling in with the sprinkled on sprinkled action. There we go. The horseman going to help out. The nest of bees. Turn around, brother. You've got plenty of time here, my friend. What do you wish to do with your life? And he says, I wish to kill the Yumi Ashigaru. And that is an absolute valiant decision to make, my friend. Sprinkled also getting healed up, and oh my lord, the nest of bees holds. The nest of bees holds. Look at the difference in military numbers at the moment. He's able to make a beautiful little hold in this position here. The Yumi Ashigaru coming out from Roland have been supreme this game, but they do meet their match up against this nest of bee dominance. Look at the damage that comes out onto those units. Whew. It is a good time to be a nest of bees, ladies and gentlemen. It is a good time to be a nest of bees. You might want to switch it over to Divine Defense, though. Helps you out, just gives you a little bit of extra range on those units. And now villagers in the middle of the map going to be exposed here. Matt is going to have to run for cover. Outpost, or rather, keep castle, in fact, coming up on that South Sacred site, which could point towards a Roland Sacred victory. Keep that in mind as we continue on with this game. Roller shutter triggers coming through for our Japanese player. Let's check in with the base and see how he's doing. Plenty of farms coming in. Only 1,900 food a minute, so definitely not where he could be sitting. Still has yet to delete that stable. Plenty of production. Now, as you typically see with those Japanese bases, they've got a lot of production coming out. And towards the back of the Juicy Legacy base, there are just farms for days, my friends. So many damn farms. How many farms are we sitting on right now? 50 farms compared to the Japanese, which are currently on 26. Oh my god, he's got double the amount of farms. Maybe 50%. About 50% more of the food production here. So Matti is definitely with a bigger economy when it comes to food. But Roland, he's rolling in that gold, remember. Well, he spent a fair bit of it and got to throw away a couple of villages here. Not the wisest decision. And now Matt is approaching that 160 population. Keep in mind, Roland's got a 30 population lead over his opponent at this stage of the game. Samurai going to play a large part of that. You can see he's up to 39 samurai. And this is where it gets really scary. You know, I often talk about this in games where the crossbow, it falls off in the late game. Because when you've got this many samurai out on the field, it becomes impossible to kite them. I mean, you can technically kite them, but you have to kite them to the ends of the earth. And there's just not enough space on the map. And so the samurai inevitably will catch the crossbows. They will catch the hand cannoneers. Is that grenadiers? Oh, he's making grenadiers. Mattis, the grenadier is back, baby. Oh, have we found the actual counter to the samurai? He's got a little bit of a split going on here. So the grenadier will lose efficiency until they actually engage. And that's the thing you want to remember with the grenadier, is they want a front line, because the front line is going to allow those units to clump up all together, and then the grenades come in and do a lot of damage. He will deny that stone wall, and you can see another a keep going to be coming up from Mattis. I don't think it's going to happen for him, though. And now we enter into the cinematic mode. Let's have a look at the grenades on the back getting thrown out. Sprinkled, only one of them. He's going to be looking to try and tee off towards these units, and samurai coming through from the top. The grenadiers looking to try and defend up against those nest of bees. Hold on, nest of bees, they're saying. The grenades, will they be able to find? No, he's gone over after the one unit. There we are, the grenades helping out their nest of bee allies. Doing a decent job of cleaning it up, and have a look at that. We found the counter to the samurai. It might just be the grenadier, and look at them standing strong. There's not enough of them, though. Able to, for my lord, able to absolutely destroy them. And now the grenadiers are starting to pump. Yumi Ashigaru coming around the side. The grenadiers holding on for dear life. He's doing an absolute performance with it. Have a look at this. Nest of bees will go down. Sprinkled on the back, still working its magic. All the nest of bees are dead. Only the grenadiers stand strong, but they stand strong. Have a look at this. Oh my lord, the grenadiers are holding. Oh, I never thought I'd see the day the grenadiers actually counter the Japanese samurai. That was impressive stuff coming out. Is he making more? He needs to be making more. That you can't just be making one grenadier. You need to be we need to be making 46 grenadiers at this stage. But I've just realized, do you want to know what the problem for Mattis is? Look in the base. Where's he getting gold from? He's fighting for this gold. He's managed to secure gold on the south side, but if the outpost, which it does get up, gets an emplacement in, might potentially deny this gold. He's looking to try and spend every little bit of gold he can right now on those grenadiers. He needs more grens out. So at this point, the most important thing for him, grenadiers, horsemen. The horsemen are going to be his front line. The grenadiers are going to be the back line. That's going to be the key here, because you don't want to go into spears. The spears will get melted by the samurai. But the horsemen, they will not get melted by the samurai. They got plenty of health on them. You can see here, 155. Compare that to a spearman. I don't even think we've got any spears out on the map at the moment. No, we've got one spearman out somewhere. I don't know where he is. Let's see if we can find him. He's not even here. I don't know where he is. He's sleeping somewhere. Mate, you know where he is? Yeah, that's where he is. No, he's not there. I don't know. Where is he? I don't know where that guy is. But horsemen here are definitely the right call. And you can see he's got 22 horsemen. He knows what he's doing. This guy knows what he is cooking. That is for sure. Somebody ordered a hamburger. He's like, we're not cooking a hamburger. We are cooking hot pot today. Horseman now coming into the front. He doesn't have the elite upgrade yet. Roller shutter triggers coming through. The keep will go down. Needs to provide a little bit of extra cover fire, and there we go. Now the grenades coming through, connecting with those bombards. That's exactly what he needed. He needed a little bit sooner, though. The keep will go down. The gold is exposed. He needs to make sure this outpost does go down so no sneaky emplacements can be placed on it. And now behind this, keep in mind, Roland has got control of both of the trade posts. It means that there is going to be no option for trade. The best option you could probably look for is a chop through. If you can find a chop through, get villagers on the other side, and then get stone walls of yourself on that other side. It'd be a slow and steady achievement, but you could definitely pull it off. Now, at this stage of the game, we need to see the elite horseman upgrade come through. Mattis has maxed out. He has reached his maximum amount of units. Wonderful. He's looking solid at this stage, but Roland, you can see, is still yet to scale. So at this point, the trouble is Mattis needs siege to deal with the castles that are on the map, because we've got a lot. There's 2 of them on this south side. On top of that, a third one is going to be coming down here. He's closed off this stone wall on the top side. So you could look to try and come up here. The problem is the moment you do that, your enemy's going to apply pressure to this gold vein, and that's where you're getting your gold, which is very important. We still don't see any of those upgrades coming through. Let's check in. Has he got a market? I know that there's a market on the other side of the map. Where is it? There it is. So let's check with these rates. So you can see that both players have been selling a lot of wood this game. Not a lot of food has been sold. So I would be, Mattis right now needs to be selling his food, trying to cash in as much of that food as he can for gold. Look to try and get those upgrades through. He wants to get biology. He needs to get elite horsemen here, because that's going to be his front line. That's what's going to be tanking up for him. He's already got chemistry on the grenadiers. They're pretty much maxed at this stage. Those are going to be your key upgrades, so you need to get those ones through. But now, the Japanese army has begun to build. He's up to 24 hand cannoneers, the best voice lines in the game. Get ready for this. Whoa, come on, villager. I'm trying to listen here. Oh, they're so good. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's beautiful. Hand cannoneers, though. Are they going to be able to take out the grenadier mass? There's only 19 grenadiers on the field. We're entering into the cinematic mode. The counter for the samurai, it has been found, but what's going to be able to counter these hand cannoneers? The hand cannoneers teeing off the villagers, getting eaten alive on the back. We can see the grenadiers together with the crossbows eating them up for breakfast. He needs to send more units down here. Where are the horsemen? The horsemen need to be down here. They need to be rallied towards this position. We can see slowly but steadily is able to eat up that front line, but now that comes the back line. Production from both players going to be streaming in. Let's check in on the minimap, and you can see plenty of production coming out from the west, plenty from the east. A couple of units behind enemy lines. He's gone for a little bit of a raid. He's somehow managed to get through. The battering ram did open a hole in the wall. It may have. Villagers have to be evacuated. He needs to find an alternate source of gold. He is running out of gold on this map. He needs to set up trade. And now you can see he's opened it up. He's got that hole in the wall. Didn't even need a chop through. Just says, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to battering ram that bad boy through. Now looks for stone walls. Exactly the right call. A little bit aggressive with it. I just would have gone safe. The main thing that you want to secure here is the trade post. You don't care about this corner. All you care about is that trade post, because that trade post is going to allow you to set up trade. We can see he's got the markets in. The traders are now coming online. 44 gold. Has it been too late though? That's my fear. Roland did a very good job securing that early on. And now the palace guard's going to be looking to join the battlefield. A couple of villagers out here holding bows. But have a look at the difference in military population. Where do they all go? He's just not got enough production. How much production is Mattis sitting on right now? We need to see. He's only got 8 stables. Oh, it's a massive mistake. When you've got 2,500 food a minute, you can be making 25 horsemen every single minute with that. That means you want to have a lot of stables there pumping, and good game gets called. He realizes he can't do it. The hand cannoneers were too damn strong. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go check him out. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can watch him live. He streams over on Twitch all the time. Mattiz is his name. Juicy's Legacy is his game. So go say good day, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.